So I'm super happy. They must have went in because I don't hear anything. Super happy with the turnip greens. Ah, I hear them now. They're growing super good. I did dig up these and plant them yesterday. And this is what I did with my girls. I let them all go in together. They're doing very well. I think I'm going to put that metal across there so you can actually walk into the door and get past all the birds. I think that's what I'm going to do, is put that metal there. So I'm going to try that. Okay, so this is going to be much better. Now, if only he could pick that up and redo it like I've got it. I'll have to show him how I got that hooked to be able to keep it standing up like that. But yeah, that should give us some grace to get in and out without stepping on feet. Man, I'm telling you, these good little guys will get right up underneath you, and I'll have to warn him because they will. Looky, there's one already testing her luck. That's one of my regular chickens, I think. Yeah, that's one of the regular girls. And I did let out the one. Oh, and I have to get that water out of there. That water that I had her in by herself. I did take that out yesterday. Take her out of that yesterday. That spot where she was bleeding is all dried up and she looks fine. So the other chicks won't mess with her. Trying to see where she's at. Oh, there she is. And you can see how healthy and beautiful she is. She's finally trying to grow a little bit. And look how much she's eating. Talking about little piglets. Yeah, they are some eaters. So I'm going to get David to help me take that down because, well, I might take it down later if I have time. And just move it all back to that wall so that I'll have it there next time. And then, sorry, I'm going to move it back to that wall, and that way I can scoop all that out and harvest it. But you can tell, of course, I always give my baby some greens, and I'll show you where I got those. They really love greens, so right out here, you see them growing. I just ripped a whole bunch of them right there. And each day I give them greens along with their food and stuff. It's very good for them. They need that. They really, really do. I also have changed something else that I do. I was keeping this up. Now, if it rains a whole bunch, I will put it back up as long as it's not hot. And that'll keep them drier and warmer, you know. It is still dropping down in the 50s at nighttime, but yeah, this is where I'm getting some of the weeds for them right now. And I'll be harvesting more as I go, but let's see, what all did I want to show you? Well, I want to go out and check my mustard greens that I transplanted yesterday. Some of them last night didn't look so great, so it is what it is, right? I also planted in that bed some potatoes that I had trimmed off of my potatoes, some eyes. And something's digging over here. Something's digging right here. And that doesn't look like dog dig. That looks like possum or something, which is terrible because I can't let the dogs loose. You can see where they dug before there. They've dug over here. They got a thing knocked out over there. Anyways, and that right there in that bin that I want to get out and harvest from my chickens, that green stuff, that's duckweed. So I got to harvest some of that for them. Oh, my goodness gracious, got so much to do before I go to Georgia. I am going to go to Georgia. Let's see. When am I going? Tuesday. I'm gonna leave Tuesday morning, which really stinks because my what do you call it? Azure Standard. My first thingy is coming that same day that I'm leaving. So David's gonna pick that up for me, and we'll see how that rolls. I've got to get that out. That is a pepper tree. I don't want that growing. I had to go over there and pull that out. But okay, so this one I planted yesterday morning. This one I planted last night. I did water them with some rainwater, but they don't look so great. And something has already dug up one of my potatoes. I put it in some red potato slips. And of course, this beautiful little tomato. Now I made little rings around them to try to hold the water because the ground is so dry that, yeah. They may not make it, but at least I tried, right? I'm not putting all my hope in them. I just moved them because I know that the dogs would tear them up. So, let's see if I can pull this up. Hang on. Well, that was a big no. It broke off. And of course, part of it landed in my flower, in my bed here, raised bed. So, even though I cleaned out all that stuff yesterday, I've still got stuff that's standing, stuff in the corner. That's gotta come out. Whew, that's a long stretch. Oh, so I didn't realize I had cans over here. That kind of looks like a hops on that I've seen, on things, but it's not. But boy, I sure would love to get some hops seeds. When I'm in Georgia, I am going to get some peanut seeds. Hopefully they have some. I want to plant this bed out with peanut seeds. You may ask me, why in the world do you want peanut seeds? Well, let me tell you something. The big bird's food is expensive, and I have to count every dollar that I spend now very, very meticulously. So I need to make sure it's all fixed up nicely. I still yet got to get crap out of here. Becky's going to do that next time she comes up. And this is what I want to show you. I don't know how I managed to do this. I remember doing it now, but I didn't remember doing it when I did the video. This right here is my longevity spinach, I think. Isn't it gorgeous? So I'm going to break off some stuff from it once it gets a little bit bigger and plant it. Although I want to make sure that it's not rooting in here yet. Yes, see, the roots are starting to go through there. Can you see that? Yeah, see that root? I don't want that to root and me lose that plant. But I should probably pop off one of them before I go, but I know that if I do that, it'll probably die because David doesn't water anything anymore. I don't give him that chore. I'm gonna go over here and sit for a minute and tell you about the other stuff. Okay. So I've decided, since I already have this dirt right here, I'm just gonna load it into that bed. I'm gonna keep that bed there, and I'm gonna plant out something else. It might be, depending on how much what do you call it, peanuts I get, it might go there too, because I really, really, really need as many peanuts as I can harvest. I've gotten really good peanut harvests in the raised beds in the back, but I don't want those raised beds in the back to be peanuts. I want to plant mostly herbs in those, and I think I'm going to plant each one specific herb. I think I'm going to plant lemon basil in one, peppermint in another one, and I can't remember the other two. Oh, sweet basil, and a couple of years ago I found somewhere, I don't remember where it was at, it was a red flowered pineapple sage, and I want to plant one whole thing of that. Now I can't remember, I think I've got 5, I think 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4 back there. I should have looked, anyways, I want to plant those out, and specifically those. While I'm in Georgia, I am going to go by and see if they have any strawberry plants like they did last year, and I am going to buy a couple of those so that I can bring those back and put in my green stalks. I have to find a way to root them. I don't know what's the best way to do it, whether I should root the babies in with them still on the main stem. I don't know. But last year I could kick myself for not buying more of those strawberry plants. So hopefully I'll have enough money to buy those after I buy the food that I need for the chickens. I'm going to probably, it depends on how they look whenever I get back home. I may wait and harvest them towards the end of, I don't want to go past the end of February, because they'll be 8 weeks old the 10th. So I want them to grow a little bit longer. They're not really as big as I thought they should be already. So now some of them are really, really big, but the rest of them are kind of small for what I've grown out before. Not complaining at all. I am not complaining. When I looked at the price of whole chickens at Sam's, wow, yeah. It took my breath away. Now, I still have some chicken breasts that are in the freezer outside that when I get back home, I am going to process and grind up and make my chicken patties with. Tonight, if I don't know what time Ruth's going to bring Mom, but if she brings her tonight, I'm going to I may pull out 2 of those patties anyways and go ahead and thaw them out and cook them for dinner tonight. And that'll be a good dinner. and then I'll see how they taste after they're you know, frozen. But I want to make a good stack of those that'll help take away the space that the chickens have, and it'll also have something prepared that I'll have to be able to easily pull out of the freezer, let it sit on the counter for 10-20 minutes, and be able to eat. Fry it up and eat it, right? So at this stage in my life, I love having I love being able to cook a good meal from scratch from the beginning to the end. But I also do love the convenience of being able to make things. Oh, look at my cat. Or it's not my cat, but it's her cat. And he comes in and out of the yard all the time. There's 2 of them that sleep over in here. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I do love the convenience of being able to pull out a jar that I've canned or something that I put in the freezer for ready use, and being able to warm that up or just cook it up, fry it up, whatever, bake it up, and it's ready, instead of going through all the whole process of mixing it up, putting things in it, and doing all that kind of stuff. I don't mind doing all that stuff, but sometimes I just don't have time, and I'm the kind of person, well, it may decide for me whether I'm going to eat or not. Because if I don't feel good, and I don't have the energy to do it, I won't eat. So I try to keep enough. I call them fast foods. Now, I only wish that we could go through a drive-through and get the kind of food that I'm feeding myself. But that's impossible. I can't even imagine. So, anyways, oh, and check this out. My rose bush is in bloom, major bloom. My mother cannot stand it. She has got to stop every single time and check out all the beautiful blooms, and it just absolutely tickles me to death. One of the major things I've got to do before I leave too is harvesting my black sapote, or else I'm not going to get any. You can see right up there, that's what happens. It's starting to ripen, and if I were to touch that, it would just fall off. It would just fall off and go to the ground, and that's the best time that they're ready to eat then. But the ground is just horrible, and I've got to find some way. I guess I'm gonna have to take up my rugs, because David will walk through this not knowing that he's actually touching it, because his big old feet touches everything. But I don't want that tracked into my house and get on that area rug in the living room. So, and his dog pulls him all through the yard here. So, but yeah. And another thing that I need to do is, I've been waiting because of the weather, but now that the weather has changed, I am going to go through and pop off these. I'm not going to take off all the limbs this time, I don't think. I'm just going to try to take as much leaves as I can. I'd like to get some more of these trees planted, because there is a YouTuber, where is he at? I want to say he's in Hawaii or something, who grows moringa specifically for his chickens. It has so much nutrients, and that's what they eat. That's their diet, is moringa. So, but you can see how beautiful my tree is. It's all blown out, and you can see the bees. I don't know if I can bring that in. You can see them or not. I can see them, but whether or not you can see them or not is a different story. Now they're not fully open yet, so it is crazy. And I'm so glad I moved my bees to the other side of the yard. Even though they're in my garden. And everything, they don't bother. They're not bothering any of my neighbors with these kids' craziness. But anyway, so that's blooming really beautifully. And the smell is beautiful. They haven't started dying yet. Once it starts dying, it changes the smell, and I'll be honest with you, it can flat make you nauseated if it's too strong. But it is pretty good. I'm very, very happy. I'm just praying that we don't get any more cold weather and it screw up all those blooms. And I pray that the cold weather that we had already doesn't screw it up. Now, I'll show you another. Right there. Right there is another fruit that is so ripe that I don't even know how in the world it is hanging there. Because, let me just tell you, it's like, they are exactly, when it's ripe, it's just exactly like pudding. You can't, it's mush, just total mush. And they're just phenomenal. Yesterday I made black sapote pancakes for Mom. She loves it. My grandkids loving them. So, I don't have, but I think I might have 3 quart size frozen left in the in the freezer. So I may just go ahead, freeze it all. I didn't care that much for it in the freeze dryer. Now, not to say that I can't make some mousse or something like that. Like, okay, check this out. Okay, well, check this out. There's not a ton of stuff. Well, there is for my mango tree, but my girls love these black sapotes. They are all over them. They are all over them, eating them. Not only do the bees like them, but I'm hoping that this doesn't. Oh yeah. Okay, let me go set this one down so that I can grab the other one, because you know how it is when you're pulling off something that's gonna splat. And that's how, see how soft that is, how it dents? That is perfect. And I'll clean these 2 up, and they are perfectly ripe straight from the tree. Now, for years and years and years, I would go through and pull them all green and let them all ripen, set them up on the counter like you do tomatoes, and do them that way. And I still will do them that way too, because I don't really want to step in this stuff either. And I will be checking my shoes. Thank God I didn't step on any. But see, David doesn't think about stuff like that. I'm sorry if you're a guy, but you guys just don't really think about our housekeeping and stuff that we have to do. So I don't want him tracking it in the house. And I know I could wash this down, but that's free food for my bees and for the birds. I mean, I got all these beautiful blackbirds. They're eating all the bugs up in there. Yes, they do trim it and stuff like that a little bit, but for the most part, they're getting bugs and they're coming down here and eating the fruit and stuff. So I'm not too upset about the birds. By the time my garden's in full swing, those birds are gone, long gone. They don't hang around all year round. So that's that. And I just gotta say, I sure am in love with my rose. For those of you that may be new around here, this rose bush was only about, I would say it was only about a foot and a half tall, maybe 18 inches, somewhere like that. Somewhere between a foot and a half to 2 feet tall, I would say. When my aunt had given it to me, and it literally was grown from a cutting. Now, my grandmother, see every one of these little red things, that'll all be new growth and put off new. I cut this back all the time and it gets all beautiful like this again. My grandmother got this rose bush originally from her brother-in-law's mother, who had raised it from a cutting also, probably, I would say over 100 years ago. I know it's over 100 years old. This particular strain, footprint, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. It was carried down generation to generation, and Nanny went over there and got her a cutting and took it home and rooted it and planted it, and then she shared it with my Aunt Joanne. Well, by that time that happened, my mother had taken advice from one of her sisters and her fiance to sell her house. And so that's what she did. And thank God my aunt already had this cutting. So pretty excited to have that. And now my aunt has passed away. She's the one that I took care of that had Alzheimer's also. But I wanted to check on this little guy. He's still holding on pretty good. His leaves are gone. I don't know if he'll make it or not. It really worries me. Now, peppermint's coming back pretty good over here. I do need to get these back in the back. I want to say this is the holy basil. Hopefully this is. I don't know. Does holy basil smell like licorice, black licorice? I think this is a I know this right here. Oh, I'm stepping on that stuff. Anyways, this right here is my oregano. And it's all doing pretty good. Looks like mostly some of the stuff died in here. I'm gonna have to replant this, but that's a good thing because I'm gonna dump all this in the wheelbarrow. I'll take the top of it off and move this to the back tomorrow Monday, if Becky comes up and helps me. God, I hope she comes up here and helps me, because I want that moved and this one right here moved to the back porch. Look at those beets. I can't wait. This is the first time I've really gotten beets. Let me tell you, there's a lot of firsts. If you guys are able to get these green stalks, I would put my my affiliate thing, but I don't remember what it is. I have to go back and see. But I have gotten let's see, 2, 4, I've got 5 of my own, and I bought last year. I bought my girls, my daughter-in-law and Becky, a green stock for Christmas. Not this last Christmas, the Christmas before. I unfortunately didn't have any money to buy anything this year, so but that's what I got them the year before last, and they love them. They're using them, and they have helped me. Like I said, I've never been able to grow marigolds, and look how gorgeous these are. And of course, my little girls are loving them too. Well, I'm sure this video's gotten a little long, and I can talk, guys. I know I can talk. I got a lot of people that tell me, Kathy, you can really talk. So I'm going to get off here because I could talk your ear off all day. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye now.